live and alert on the north side of the dirt. It is your man D-Real coming at you with another Be Real with D-Real, where edutainment is what I do. Hey, it's the weekend. We made it to the weekend. And my weekend is gonna be a lot longer. Got a little time off, so I'll be able to bring you more content, a lot more content. You'll see. But we're doing an action figuring tonight. So the action figuring I'm doing is the one that I've been promising, Puff Adder. Finally got that last piece the other day, or the last figure. And we are going to do Puff Adder. I'm going to tell you a little bit about Puff Adder. Then we're going to talk about the Build-A-Figures that consist or make up the Puff Adder Build-A-Figure. And then we're going to see Puffer itself. Now, before we get all off into what we're going to be doing with Puffer, I need y'all to do what you always do for me. Bing. Comment, like, subscribe, and share the Be Real with D-Real page so that when new material comes out, you get it. If you're digging what a brother shoveling, put some dirt in my bucket. Comment, like, subscribe, and share. Get all this right here. Now, who is Puff Adder? I can tell you right now, Puff Adder, no cap, no disrespect, Puff Adder is a D-list villain. Okay? Somebody decided that they needed more D-list villains. And so Hasbro was like, all right, let's do this D-list villain. Let's talk about Puff Adder, who he is, what he can do. Here is a pic of Puff Adder. Why is there an inconsistency with Puff Adder in this picture versus the Puff Adder Build-A-Figure? I guarantee you what's going on with Puff Adder is not just with the Build-A-Figure. No, somebody did not take liberties with an action figure. We will get to that in a second, I promise. Gordon Gordo Fraley, also known as the villain that is Puff Adder. His first appearance, Captain America number 337 in January of 1988. Here it says Puff Adder has the mutant. Puff Adder is a mutant ability to enlarge or puff up his body to make himself stronger and more massive in build. He also has the ability to breathe a corrosive toxic gas that is strong enough to melt through metallic objects. Okay. Let's look at a different description of Puff Adder. And courtesy of good old Wikipedia, we got Puff Adder, again, has the mutant ability to cause the epidermis of his entire body to engorge with blood, more descriptive, and thus swell his body to a more intimidating size, upwards of approximately 10 feet. In Guardians of the Galaxy, issue number 29, Charlie 27, Charlie 27 states that Puff Adder can increase his mass to over 5 tons, the limit of what Charlie 27 can lift on Earth. Puff Adder can only remain fully inflated for approximately 15 minutes at a time. Puff Adder also possesses a slight degree of superhuman strength and stamina. Fraley is a competent hand-to-hand fighter with extensive experience in street fighting techniques. He is experienced in the piloting of certain aircraft. Now here we see the cowl of Puff Adder's costume contains a pressurized container of noxic gas that can be released from his mouth area. It is activated by a specific motion made with his jaw muscles. The cowl of your helmet or costume, let me go on record as saying that is a very, 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 very dangerous place to keep a pressurized container of noxious gas All right, then. We have Captain America 337 from 1988. Let's take a look and see old Puff Adder. That right there is the first ever comic book appearance of Puff Adder. Looks decidedly Caucasian there. And now, kind of hard, is that coming out of his mouth or is that coming out of his cowl? He's a strong fellow. Now, here he is getting cracked, getting hit pretty hard. And that is definitely a Caucasian man. Good old D-man, knocking him out of a window. Now, there it is again. Is that coming out of his mouth or is that coming out of his cowl? That looks very much to be coming out of his mouth. Now, let's dip over here to X-Men versus Avengers, AVX 0. This is the prelude to the battle, and there were things going on in this book. Okay, later on in this issue of AVX, we see Hope Summers creeping off into a building where she runs afoul of that is a member of the Serpent Society, Serpent Solutions, whatever they're calling themselves these days. Oh, recently, as of recent comics, did you also know that the Serpent Society are Mephisto worshippers? That's neither here nor there. Hey, look, it's Puff Adder. And that substance is definitely coming out of his mouth. So look, what happened to Death Adder? He was a Caucasian man. Now he's black. Same Gordo Fraley, right? Yeah, from Atlanta, Georgia. That is definitely coming out of his mouth. Let's try not to waste too much time on this though, shall we? Puff Adder is definitely a black man in this picture, and much scalier. Now, as far as figures go, the action figures that make up the Puff Adder set are as follows. You have Baron von Strucker for the right leg. He comes with the accessories of energy that corsets around his Satan claw. Like so. We have a out-of-place Iron Man figure. I don't think Iron Man has ever had a run-in with Puff Adder, but Iron Man seems to be in every set except the X-Men based ones. Then, of course, Molecule Man is the left leg, and I did an action figuring on this figure. Energy hands, that's the only accessory. Like so. Then you got the Orb. The Orb is right arm, right hand. Orb is an interesting looking character. He started out, strangely enough, in the pages of Ghost Rider. Should have had a motorcycle. Again, only accessory he has is his gun. And of course, Wonder Man makes up the right arm and the right hand. I'm sorry, the left arm and the left hand. That is the 70s version of Simon Williams. We need a Wonder Man figure with the green and red costume. Either green or red costume will do for me. That's the Wonder Man I'm fooling with. And the only accessory that Wonder Man boasts are his hands and these two little rocket blasts that come out of his jet belt. Captain America, Ultimate Captain America, who of course is the head, comes with an extra head sculpt, of course, Cap's shield and two fists. Get a little better on accessories, but not much. Yelena Belova, Black Widow, makes up the body, and she by far has the most accessories. Gunshots, gun smoke, hands, sniper pistol, a strap to put on the sniper pistol so she can shoulder it, and a pistol with and a pistol without a silencer. That's a lot of accessories. By far has the most accessories. By far has the most accessories. That's about the best thing about Elena. There you go. That strap at work. Now, again, want to make reference to that. Depiction of Puff Adder's race has varied from artist to artist. In his first appearance, he was depicted as Caucasian, but a few issues later, or in a few issues, he was depicted as African American, which remains his more consistent depiction to this day. That is an image of him out of volume 3 of Deathlock. That's the Truman Deathlock, Jack Truman, and he's been black ever since, like they said. And here is your Puff Adder. This thing stands a full 8 inches. 8 inches. So I guess Marvel is up in their ante, or Hasbro rather, is up in their ante on the figure size, man. I mean, look at this thing compared to, let's say, Wonder Man. Look at the size difference. That is a huge size difference. You know, Wonder Man. Why would Wonder Man and Puff Adder have reason to meet up? Why is there a Wonder Man figure that is a part of the Puff Adder series? He's a pretty buff dude. He's a pretty big dude. He's got a lot of articulation, as you can see. Those, you know, those ankles, a lot of movement in Puff Adder. And then we got the hand accessory, so we can make him look a little more menacing, doing villain stuff. Like this figure overall. Again, like I said, D-lister, and there's always room for D-lister. Things I didn't like, the fact that he doesn't come with a whole lot of accessories, but he's a Build-A-Figure, so we don't expect Build-A-Figures to come with a lot of accessories. You had, this is the one thing that this gives me, Molecule Man, Baron Strucker, the Orb, Yelena Belova. None of them have ever had a frequent run-in with Puff Adder. So why are they in Puff Adder's Build-A-Figure lineup? This is the only character that has had traffic with Puff Adder, and it's not even this version. This is Ultimate Cap. Our 616 Cap is the one that had a run-in with him. You know what? Puff Adder is a member of the Serpent Society. So far, the only Serpent Society figures that we have are Rock Python, Cobra, Cottonmouth, and the Eel. Before you say Eel, yeah, Eel was a member of the Serpent Squad and was briefly a member of the Serpent Society. Also, if you want to count Viper, Madam Hydra, whatever we're calling her these days, member of the Serpent Squad, also a member of the Serpent Society. Now, we have a figure of that Viper, or you could use Madam Hydra. But check this out. Here's how many Serpent Society members do not have an action figure. And if I'm wrong, hit me in the comments. I ain't talking about customs. I'm talking about action figures that Hasbro made for this character exclusively. No Sidewinder, no Rattler, no Death Adder, no Black Mamba, no Fair-de-Lance, no Anaconda, no Asp, no Black Racer, no Coach Whip, and there are even more. No Boom Slang. No, did I say Black Mamba? Yeah, no Black Mamba. See what I'm saying? There should be, you could have had a whole line of Serpent Society figures and put Puff Adder in that Build-A-Figure line. Y'all hearing me over here, Hasbro? But overall, I like my Puff Adder. I like my Puff Adder a lot. It's a nice looking figure. Do y'all think there should be more Serpent Society figures? I do, because now I got 1, 2, 3, 4 Serpent Society members. I'd like to have more Serpent Society members, original Serpent Society members, or even some Serpent Squad stuff. You know what I mean? We don't have any of that either. Let's get that going, Hasbro. There's a bunch of stuff y'all can dig into. Bunch of stuff y'all can dig into. Y'all enjoyed this action figuring? Let me know in the comments. Okay, I'm gonna keep doing action figuring. So please enjoy. Buff Adder says, enjoy action figuring, or I'm gonna breathe toxic substances on you. A cool little squirt feature probably would have been cool for Puff Adder too. So if he breathing noxious substances, now all we got is a big buff figure, which I'm not complaining about. I like the greens. Speaking of which, I gotta go make some greens. That's it for now, but fret not, I will be coming at you with another one of them other ones. And until I do, y'all be good to each other.